And on it goes. We listen to everything. That's the way you get to hear variety, and variety is what I live for, what we live for.
Because Bradford Marcel is playing on the Not Loud album. Do you play with jazz people often?
Yeah. Given the chance.
How was it to play with Bradford?
It was
How
beautiful.
was it?
Fabulous.
The greatest thing since canned beer.
Yeah, you're terrific.
Mr. Garcia,
Yeah.
you were asked about a year ago what you felt about the reunion of Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
What do you think about it now after the
It turned out not to be a reunion. I did.
Well, they did the same thing they always do.
They
got
didn't
together
like
and
each other
fought.
that well when they were together. You know?
They got together and fought.
Yeah.
From
Dawn to dusk.
dawn to dusk, and then they.
And they fought some more.
It wasn't the same band. It had 2 extra keyboards and another guitar player, and it.
And those guys just ducked.
Yeah.
Just hung out, tried to stay low.
Yeah.
And everybody else was fighting.
It wasn't the
just like they
Jefferson
always
Airplane.
did.
Another band.
Are you surprised about the amount of bands from the 60s that are touring successfully? Like the Rolling Stones last year were the most successful tour in Europe and in the States. And you yourself have done really well in the States. A number of bands. What's your reaction to it? Are you surprised it's been going so long?
If you stay together for a while, you get good at what you do.
Right.
I mean,
There's something to it, definitely.
Where the people get used to the music and they want it, no matter what. And you just keep beating them over the head, and sooner or later they're going to love it. I mean, that's what some of the bands.
There's a certain amount of, a certain amount of it. It's hard to take it very seriously from a musical point of view. Some of it is so obviously greed in action, you know. I mean, you know,
Carry on,
come
carry on. I'm listening.
Yeah, you know.
How do concerts, especially your concerts, how do they differ from performances in the 60s?
They're shorter.
we're better at what we do.
We're older.
We're older and craftier. We're better at what we do
More
because
trained.
this band is
Yeah,
you know.
that's the other thing too. Yeah. Our lows are higher. You know what I mean? It used to be when we were bad, we were just terrible. Now we're just
Mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre.
Do you think the 60s is over romanticized? I mean, you played at Altamont.
They were then.
Yeah. A lot of people mistakenly think you're still in the 60s, but you've moved ahead, haven't you?
You know.
I don't know.
Yeah, the legendary 60s band, the Grateful Dead. I just laugh because I wasn't even in the 60s when I was in the 60s. I missed the 60s.
Well, as Crosby says, anybody who remembers the 60s wasn't there. Can't top that. Not yet.
You miss some people. You miss people that aren't around anymore.
Yeah, that's right. That's
what
it. You miss faces, friends, stuff like that.
about the old times? Whatever happened to the new writers of the Purple Sage?
They're still going.
Marmaduke is still around. They're all still around.
They're still going.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah, there's some kind of reunion.
Buddy
No,
Gage,
they're not. But Marmaduke's doing some kind of recording thing. Just talking.
Yeah, they play New George's and San Rafael.
Yeah.
They play clubs.
Are Keith and Jonathan Control always...
Well, Keith's dead. He's been dead for quite a long time. Don't expect to see him
12 years
again
now.
in this world. Donna's doing fine. She's got another family and another life, and
She still sings in church and things like
yeah,
that.
she's in the church.
Are you ever going to plan on doing acoustic shows again like you did in the 80s?
I don't know what the Grateful Dead will do them again, but I'm doing a thing with David Grisman now, the mandolin player, and this has me intensively working on my acoustic guitar chops, of which I have none, and I'm worried he's got me exercising now. So something may come of that, but I don't know what the Grateful Dead will do it again.
I'm playing with a guy named Rob Wasserman. I play acoustic guitar and he plays upright bass. And that's quite a bit of fun. We go around, we're well received, and
Well, we might do it again.
we have a ball. But so we might, you might see that happen again.
Are you going to do an album with Rob? Is that a possibility?
We keep talking about it. We'll get around to it.
What about Bobby and the Midnight?
Bobby and the Midnights is on the way, way, way back burner right now because that was like a full-time gig for me, and I already have a full-time gig, and then I do a lot of environmental work, and so I was starting to get stretched way thin, and something had to give, and so the Midnights went. And I don't see where I could put that back together, because all those guys wanted to make a full-time deal out of it. It was killing me.
Pardon me, we just got off the plane yesterday. I'm gonna allow 2 more questions, okay?
Was that yesterday? Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, 2 more?
Yeah, what you gonna do tonight?
Hmm?
What you gonna do tonight? Most of you haven't been to Stockholm before.
What are we going to do tonight?
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's Janet Jackson.
She does sing, yeah.
She doesn't have her brother's voice, but she's pretty good. She dances. I don't know.
You want to see? Nothing you want to see about seeing?
Huh?
You don't want to see the reindeers, the icebergs, and the naked blondes?
Meatballs.
Are they within 2 blocks of this building?
Hope you blow our heads off tomorrow.
Oh, well, okay.
Stand right in front.
It's been a long time since you've been to the Europe, and obviously you can't know 100% what sort of reaction it'll be and so forth. So
We wanted to be a little closer to Armageddon.
It is closer to Armageddon, man. Check it out. It's way closer to Armageddon. And we don't expect to go home.
Yeah,
from
look at
this-
the price of gasoline.
we don't really expect to get home from this tour. It's going to be 3 weeks. We figure it's all going to blow up before this tour is over anyway. I mean, considering what's happening in the Middle East right now, we're just over here to have as much fun as we can.
It's over. Lighten up, Bob.
We'll send the women and children home first.
Yeah.
Where will the New Year show take place this year?
On New Year's.
Home.
Oh, when?
Home.
It'll take place on December 31st at Oakland Coliseum in Oakland, California.
The usual place. We keep talking about doing it in Australia, but it never happens.
What is the best question that you have never answered?
Never.
It hasn't been asked yet.
That one.
What's the question?
When is this man going to wake up?
What's the answer?
How do you feel the customs and narcotics police are putting in extra manpower when they hear deadheads are coming to Sweden?
I guess they need to work.
It's another one of those kinds of announcements, you know. So we feel the same way as we do when we hear any kind of those official announcements. Powerless.
Are
We feel
they
powerless.
exaggerating?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah, there can't be that many deadheads coming over from America, so they must be worried about their local deadheads, of whom there's maybe 50.
There's almost 1,000 tickets sold in the States to this concert.
1,000?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you. So
Thank you.
America for this concert.
Well, that's 500 short. Where are the rest of them? Get me a telephone.
Thank you.
Mike.
Huh?
You're welcome.
Would you like to sign it to Anna?
Sure. Yeah, I'm okay.
oh, of my name.
Yes, please.
I forgot the point of this.
Oh, well.
In our mega store.
Oh, okay.
We opened today.
Right.
Thank you very much. Oh, did it
Yeah. I'm sorry you couldn't play this.
Move out the light, sorry. I'm just trying to get in.
How do you pronounce it?
I'd rather a bit of space if possible.
Gentlemen, right now Mr. Garcia is going to do a personal interview. I'd appreciate it if you consider this night at a close. Okay? Hello? Okay? That's my boom mic. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much.
Could I please have
Okay. Chair.
Sorry.
That's okay. I find the local blend a little sweet, but what the hell? Yeah, it's good. But it's good. Okay.
Okay, well,
I'm from Warner Chapel Music, Jerry.
Are you?
Could you just do this travel?
I sure.
Right, so sheet music, and I'll just put the frame on that.
Pardon?
Oh, no, I heard you were in the light.
I'm going to be doing the interview,
Yeah.
but I don't want you to film it.
Okay, I'm not going to do it.
All right.
Take this.
Okay.
We'll find another one. There's sure to be more than one down here. Hi. I'm ready. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay.
Not familiar, but you're used to this sort of thing. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead. Dennis is on.
Okay, you're right.
Go ahead.
Well, welcome to Sweden and Europe. Do you expect any difference from the fans here in Europe than you do in America?
Well, I expect them to be different, but I don't know. I can't. You mean a qualitative difference of some sort? I don't know. My experience in the past has been so limited, I really can't tell. It seems that it's possible that European fans are a little more studied. That is, they know more about things, generally. You know, about music in general and about what our roots are and so forth. They seem a little more interested in that side of things. That's if there's a difference, that may be the difference. But I don't feel a difference from a performer's point of view. You know, it's like, for example, if you were to hypothetically drop me into the middle of a European audience without telling me that's where I was, I don't think I could tell.
Why do you think Deadheads are so fanatical? They're one of the most loyal groups of fans in the world.
I don't know. That's one of those kind of questions that people have been asking me all along, and I really can't say. You know, I guess there's something about the music or about the whole experience that people want to have, and whatever it is, they feel like they must feel like they're getting it, you know, from the Grateful Dead ambience.
Are you throwing anything in that's particularly different for this European tour?
Different? You mean different from what we would normally do?
Yeah.
Well, we're in a mode of absolute difference right now since we've just lost Brent. We're still recovering from that. So basically, the whole sound of the band and everything is adjusting in an entirely different way right now. It's in effect, it's a new band. So, you know, yeah, I expect it to be different, but I can't say how.
But that's not because you're in Europe. That's because the band's changing.
That's
anyway.
because the band is changing. Yeah.
Right, we talked earlier on in the press conference about how you come from the 60s, and some people sort of mentioned this idea of recorded sound. You've actually moved with technology quite well. You've used it to improve the sound of your records, haven't you?
Well, yeah, we've sort of been on the cutting edge of technology right along. You know, yeah. It's just part of. If you're playing music that you intend to be heard intelligibly, you have to be concerned with finally the hardware, you know, finally the technology that's helping reproduce it, no matter how it develops, whether it's records or whether it's concert PAs, whatever, you know. That has to be a major concern. It's like in the old days, it used to be the instrument that you played. If you were a violinist and you wanted a very clear voice out of your instrument, you had to get a Stradivarius and so forth. So it's basically the same sort of consciousness. If you want your music to be understood, it has to be clear.
How important do you think the artwork is? That's become a legend in itself.
I think, well, it's another one of those things. It's hard to separate the artwork from the experience, you know what I mean? The idea is a good one. The whole idea, the Grateful Dead is a good idea, you know what I mean? It has a lot of imagery implicit. So artists love it. They say, Grateful Dead, oh, incredible, you know. I can do all kinds of this, you know. There's a lot of imagery there. So I think that's kind of like good luck on our part, like so many of the things that have happened to us have been. It's a matter of good fortune.
Do you think it's fair to say that you're the only band that's really managed to carry the positive sides of the hippie ideals into the 90s?
I don't know whether we've managed to do that or not. I think that remains to be seen. Somebody else has to make that judgment, because for me, the Grateful Dead has always been on a certain track that seems that unfolds as we move through time. It's not at all obvious to me where it's going or why, or anything else for that matter. So I can't really say. Well, yes, we've been this positive force ever since the 60s, but I can't really say that, you know. It's a nice thing to think about oneself, you know, but I think it's kind of self-congratulatory, you know what I mean?
What do you think about the censorship thing? We touched on it in the press conference. The thing with Two Live Crew.
I think it's really silly. I think it's really silly. It's totally beside the point, and I think everybody's got more important things to worry about than what somebody says on a record.
Why do you think that America has the right climate now to get almost hysterical?
I don't think that America does. I think that America does not have a consensus right at this moment, politically, aesthetically, or any other way, really. It's really lots and lots of different viewpoints, and it's whoever is the loudest at any given moment is the one that gets the attention. The media seems to direct this sometimes, and it seems to have a bias that has lately been getting more reactionary. I don't really think that America is represented by the Two Live Crew situation. That most Americans, I don't think, care at all about any of that. So, you know, I think that it's one of those things that just because of the lens-like quality of media that has a way of focusing on things and making them appear important when in reality they're just, you know, I think that there's a trend in the United States to erode the constitutional rights of Americans, which I think is really unfortunate, and this is more symptomatic of that sort of slow erosion, but I think it's a matter of inertia rather than will. I don't think the people of America really want to stamp out rappers or even the language that everybody uses on the streets every day, you know. I mean, that's what it boils down to. You know, this is one of those things that's like a masquerade that's going on. It's a little charade that's going on in the courts in Florida, you know, a state that I try to avoid at all costs, you know. I mean, you know what I mean? So from a European perspective, these things seem important because that's what pops up on CNN and so forth. In reality, it means nothing, I think, to most Americans. It certainly doesn't mean anything to the music business, you know. You know.
Now, you're playing Europe now. Why did you choose Europe now?
Well, this is one of those times when it's possible for us to do it. I mean, basically, it's, again, with us, it's the economics. When we come over here, it's a huge event. Everybody we know virtually comes over. So it costs us a lot of money to come over here and do this. So this is an opportunity for us to kind of open a new, since we're having trouble in the United States, I mean, there are places we're getting kicked out of, it really makes sense for us to start to think of Europe as an available area to play in, and possibly if we can build a following here as we've had slowly over the years in the United States, it could be good. It'd be nice for us to play in the whole world. We'd like to think we could, you know. So this is just something we've been hoping to do. Every couple of years we've made plans to come to Europe, as you know, and blown them out at the last minute.
We noticed that.
Yeah, right. So this is one of those, another series of those same plans, only these didn't get blown out of the water, so here we are.
You mentioned a large team of people. Just how many people do you take around with you on the road?
Oh, well, normally we don't take that many. I mean, I'm not the one to ask because I don't keep the list, you know what I mean? But usually the people that we do bring along are all our stage crew, all the support sound people, the lighting people, and the staging people. The promoter then usually provides a certain amount of production assistance. You know, it's quite a lot of people. I have no idea how many we've got over here, you know, maybe 30 people, something like that.
So a lot of your road crew have been with you for a long while. I mean, they're
Yeah.
part of the band.
Absolutely, right. Yeah, most of them have been with us for 20 years plus.
So it must be like a family. It's a real family vibe when you're on tour.
Yeah, it's like a family, yeah, in a way, and it's like a family where you have your friends and your enemies with you. It's like, it's kind of gone beyond that even, you know, in a way. I mean, we've spent a lot of life together now. 25 years is a lot of one's life, and so, you know, yeah, it's fair, I think, to call it a family or a tribe or something like that. It's looser than that. It's not, you know, in a way it's looser, and I don't know. I'm too involved. Can't be objective about it.
Okay, final question. Do you ever see a time when the Grateful Dead will think, well, we've had enough of this music, let's be farmers? Or something?
Possibly, you know. I don't think the music would do that, but it's possible that the exterior hassle might, you know, we might get burned out on the travel and all the other stuff that goes along with it. It's possible, but I don't think it's likely. But, you know, it is possible.
Frank Sinatra's still going.
Yeah, right.
And on that note, thank you very much indeed for your
Thank
time.
you.
I hope you get over your jet lag.
I'm working on it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's great looking forward to the show tomorrow. We'll be there.
I married me a wife. She's been trouble all my life. Run me out in the cold rain and snow. Rain and snow. Run me out in the cold rain and snow. Well, she's coming down the pit, going back her yellow hair. I ain't gonna be treated this way. There's no way. No, I ain't gonna be treated this way. And she said, "Hey, don't you?" Love me, home.